Hey guys and gals, this is Alex Olson, broker here for Legendary Apartment Brokers. This is the KC Multifamily Minute. Today is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Yes, that's right. We're already into the second month of the year. And as we do every single week, we're going to take a look at every single thing that is new on the market in the multifamily space here in Kansas City, both on the MLS, Heartland MLS, and LoopNet, anything that pops up on Realtor, Zillow, whatever it is, you name it. And that's in multifamily here in Kansas City, at least those that they allow me to talk about. And this week, so as we do every single week, we're getting right into some statistics here. Sorry about that. But basically, we have very consistent, somewhere around 30 or so available that are on market every single week. And that's been consistent over the last several weeks here. And so this week's no different. So there's 48 listed out there. 30 of those are available, which means 18 are in contract, which also means that 30 of them are out there that you can still get. Now that's $500,000 plus that is 2020 or older. Now there's some new construction out there that I don't talk a ton about just because it's a different beast, different way of looking at things. The other piece to that is when we look at LoopNet, which we'll get to here in a second, there's actually 31 listings out there. 28 of those are available, which means 3 are under contract. And there's about, and I'll go over the actual details, the differences next week, the difference between LoopNet and MLS as far as what is actually different. There's maybe 5 or 6 listings that are not on LoopNet that are on the MLS actually, and vice versa. Okay, so we'll cover those next week. But bottom line is there's somewhere around 30 deals that you can look at and buy right now that are $500,000 plus in the Kansas City metro. And we know, I've covered every single one of these. We know what class they are. We know how they fit in your 1031 exchange. We know kind of the price per unit, all those kind of pieces of information. Listen to me every single week. We can talk about them, okay? So what about new deals? What kind of new deals do we have to look at this week? So this week we actually have 3 new deals. However, one of those is already under contract. I'm still going to talk about it for just 2 seconds. And one of those is also my listings. So it's something that we need to cover here in a little bit of detail. So we'll cover that here in just a second. But first up, I want to talk about this property that's on market that's already under contract. Now, that was a very fast deal. It's been on market for just a couple of days. It's this 9-unit building here in off Wyoming, 75th and Wyoming, right in Waldo. Good little spot. Part of what I would call Midtown, or at least the Class A minus B area of Kansas City in the heart of Midtown. It's on the southern end, but it's 9 units for almost $1.1 million. So we'll call it $120,000 per unit, 1960s construction. So when you're looking at these kind of deals, that's something you want to consider. So this would fit in well for a 1031 exchange investor that doesn't want something that's too old, but also is in the urban core, or at least in Midtown area, and a decent price per unit, $120 a door. Pretty good price per unit for that year construction. You can see here for podcast listeners, the type of building, it's what I would call 1960s look, all brick exterior, does have window units in there. We'll see if this actually closes out, but this is under contract and pending, and gives you a flavor for what people are looking at and buying and maybe what kind of price per unit. So if you got a 1031 exchange, this would have fit into that. Again, like I said, if you're into urban core stuff, Midtown location. And also, the other piece to this is, if you're an active real estate investor and you really like Waldo area, this would also fit into that. So always keep your eye out for all the new properties. I got them all on my website, so you can go there and check them out. You can also sign up to be notified, or just let me know, and I'll make sure you're notified when stuff like this instantly comes available. Okay? So that one's already under contract and not hardly worth talking about. The second piece to this is, which I may have actually covered last week, is going to be these, people would call them maybe tiny houses, but it is for $1.5 million. It's actually 19 doors. It does call a tiny house community. Construction here, built kind of a while ago. It is in Independence, which turns some people off, but I like a lot of things about this. I like the home living feeling with a one house. So you got 19 doors for $1.5 million. In this type of area, it's almost like having 19 houses for $1.5 million. So you do the math on that. So 1.5, all right. And then you divide that out by 19, you get to about $78,000, $79,000 per door. That's the asking price. With gross rents here reported as over $21,000 per month, it's only 85% occupied. So there is a lot of opportunity with this deal. I like this deal, actually. So if you have a 1031 exchange, you're okay with maybe a Class C, C+, B- type of location in Independence, which is an old city of 100,000 people in the metro, this would fit into your 1031 exchange, especially if you're an aggressive real estate investor that really likes this. Now, this does have a mix of Section 8 or voucher tenants, as well as regular full-on cash-paying tenants, okay? So something to look about. Hit me up. You can email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. We can talk about this one more. All right, so finally, the other new listing here is actually my listing. So for podcast listeners, we're talking about a property that is on just the west side of State Line in Kansas City, Kansas. It's listed for $855,000. It's 4201 South Minnie Street. It's going to be by KU Med, right in the Rosedale area. If you're familiar with all the KU Med, you've seen this building probably. It's just north of 43rd Street. It's 7 units. 5 of them are 2-bedroom. 2 of them are studios. One of the 5 is actually a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got great in-place rents in there at over $6,300 a month. The price per unit on this, I'll just do the math for you here, divided by 7 is $122,000. So you can see it compares very well to the building that we just talked about there on Wyoming. Different location, different state. It's got slightly different tenant base. A lot of the tenants that are in there right now are medical style students because of the proximity to KU Med. It does have a little bit higher taxes, but I'm telling you, this is essentially turnkey. You walk into it, push rents up a little bit. If you've got a 1031 exchange, this would be a good opportunity. If you've got something in that, you can go up to about $850,000, $900,000 range. This would be perfect for you. Again, I would consider this a Class B location, B+, maybe A-, just depends on your feeling. But I have a duplex over there, you guys know, that is easy to rent, great tenant base, all the kind of things, checks all the boxes. This was built in 1960, however, or early 1960s. However, it does have all new plumbing, all new electrical within the last 10 years brought up to modern standards. You can see it's got the mansard roof on the outside, which means it's got maintenance free there. Podcast listeners, I'm clicking into some of the photos. All the units look the same. They got pretty much black appliances. It does have more of that beige interior, but it's really nice. Again, modern plumbing, large, spacious units, washer and dryer in unit. All the units have dishwashers with the exception of the studios. So you're really getting, like I said, walking into a turnkey deal here. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but I do think if you got a 1031 exchange and you want to be active in the Kansas City market, you like everything that KU Med's doing, this is a great building to look at. So please do reach out. Let's see if we can make a deal on this, okay? So that's all of the new listings that have hit the open market here in the last week, at least on the MLS. So now we're going to pop over to LoopNet, CoStar LoopNet. And I got the map pulled up here, guys. There's nothing new. So no new listings have hit the open market in the last 7 days or so on LoopNet. Please just keep watching the market. I'll keep talking about it. My guess is we'll probably see some of those other ones from over there. We'll pop over here. By over there, I mean the MLS. Now pop over to LoopNet. And next week, we'll cover the exact differences between the two platforms so you can really get a better understanding of why you need to watch both, or maybe why you can pay attention to one platform versus the other. Okay? I don't waste any more of your time today. This is Alex Olson. Stay tuned. Email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. Legendary Apartment Brokers, baby. We'll talk soon.